And we're back.
We're back?
It's been a long time, Schweiss.
Yes.
It's been a long, long time. Caleb, unfortunately, is not here to join us for this one.
Nope, he was busy watching some other anime.
Is that really why he wasn't willing to come over and do a commentary?
I don't know. I think he's probably just too lazy, but he was watching another anime, so it's factual.
He's lame.
Yeah, I can't.
As our synthesized scores, god damn it.
Yeah.
Oh, what did that guy say? Do you remember on YouTube? He just wasn't happy about how I said I don't like I didn't say I didn't, or at least I don't think I said I didn't like synthesized music. But what I meant to say, my main message was it's not good to do synthesized music for a movie score because it ages the movie. That's all. I didn't say the music wasn't good.
Yeah.
I mean, I like The Shining. The soundtrack sticks out as something that didn't age well, but I like The Shining.
Yeah, I think the soundtrack is sweet.
And although I do like the music for Terminator 1, I think it did a much better job in T2, but T2's score will also age badly. So.
Yeah, it's the nature of the style of film, I think, with it being kind of future techy. I threw it in.
I guess, but you know what? George Lucas knew that if you did a symphonic score with real instruments, full orchestra, so I guess it's an orchestral score. He knew that it would connect with the audience better, and because of that, the music still sounds great.
Yeah, I mean, and it's John Williams.
Because they were thinking about doing like a techno-y kind of score for that because, it's futuristic. It's Star Wars, right?
Right.
So.
They said they were going to originally do that for 2001: A Space Odyssey also.
Yeah, and then he didn't like the score. And so they
and now
did
the
classical music, and now...
The score is amazing.
Exactly.
It's like my favorite part about that movie.
The score is just classical pieces, but it makes the movie work in a way that a synthesized score wouldn't have worked.
Yeah, a sci-fi score would have made it not seem realistic now, whereas classical music will always be kind of a thing.
Yeah, it will always be timeless in a way. Certain styles will age a little bit, but they are slower to age than synthesized scores.
Yeah.
I mean, we could get to the day that synthesized scores, you can't even tell the difference, but we're just not there.
Not quite.
Not even close. The fucking, my keyboard over there, the electric guitar sound, just... I don't know what the fuck it is, but it does not sound like an electric guitar.
Yeah, not like anything I've heard.
Ding, ding, ding. What is that supposed to be? Anyway, it's commentary time.
Yes.
I do believe, Schweiss. I just felt like I had to let that out for our audience out there who thinks that I hate techno music, which I don't. I certainly hate sub-genreing techno music because it's all techno music, but... Fine.
Yeah. Well,
Whatever.
plus, what is it called? There's a certain subgenre.
Here's the thing. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of different subgenres for techno music. It's all the same shit.
The one that's...
well, it's not all the same shit. I mean, it sounds slightly different, but it's kind of like metal subgenres. They're totally worthless.
Yeah, basically.
And you know what? I love metal music, but do I think metal music makes a good score for a movie? No, it would age bad.
Yeah. Well, speaking of that, the biggest reason when I was in middle school that I wanted to play the Warrior Within Prince of Persia game was because, well, one, it was rated M for blood, nudity, and language. So I was like, yes. I want, but... For two, it was because it had a Godsmack song. It had I Stand Alone, which is a great song. But when I played the first game, it had an Arabic-style soundtrack, and it was awesome. And then the second game has, all these metal riffs, and I'm running around in, Persia, and I'm like, this is stupid. This is horrible. Sure, the Godsmack song is sweet, but it makes no sense.
Oh, that's interesting.
So, it's got to make sense.
All right, so after that tangent... We are on exactly 0 of episode 6 in Final Fantasy Unlimited. We just watched it. Now we're going to watch it again, and we're going to talk over it. So, it's the white screen right before the orange logo comes into frame. 3, 2, 1, go.
Or go and lag a little.
Yeah. Ours lagged a little bit, so you may have to adjust.
It looks like we were left in a different place again.
Not really. Looks like the same staircase there was before.
Outside this station? You're scared, huh? From now on, I'm not going to be afraid of anything out there anymore.
Bullshit!
Don't you just love her extremely dry line delivery?
Yeah, it's...
God. Are they
So we're sure
kids that are voicing these kids?
we will.
Because they sound a little bit like the Charlie Brown kind of thing. Where they
Yeah.
sound really dry and like
Yeah.
they're actually kids trying to voice act.
That's a weird name.
And so there's an adult like coaching them on
Way too weird.
how to say certain lines.
Yeah,
That's what it reminds me of a little bit.
kinda, yeah.
And we're back to the opening credits. With the silhouettes we all have grown to not care about. Because with opening credit sequences, honestly, when you have a DVD and you're not doing a commentary, you skip right the fuck through them.
Pretty much, yeah.
But I guess on TV it kind of gets you in there, but at the same time, kind of like let's just cut to the.
I don't know. The whole time that I watched Vikings season 1 and 2, I watched the intro every time because it's a sweet intro.
Did ya?
Yeah, every time. And with Game of Thrones,
I know
almost
Game
every
of
time.
Thrones. Game of Thrones, we tried to skip it once, and then it like started freaking out through the rest of the episode because we were streaming it, and there was something wrong with the stream
Yeah,
because we skipped the opening credits.
yeah.
It was like punishing us, so we never skipped it again.
Yeah, I like the intro though, so it's okay.
It's a good intro.
It's better than this.
It is better than this.
Look at this really shitty camera.
I don't understand what the
capturing-
crows mean, because there's like a real video of crows that they've like fuzzied up.
Yeah,
It's not animated or anything. I have
It's-
no idea what it means.
it's Odin.
Think so?
No. I wish.
Gonzo.
Yeah. I don't think they know what that means. Enter my clam.
God.
The face of deformed midgetry.
Do clams make like a whole shitload of pearls? I thought they just made like one pearl.
I don't know. I think they only do.
Because
make
like her giant ass clam has a lot of pearls in it.
one. Big old clam. The face of one whose tits are massive.
Fabulous. And the kind of face that she has is Betty Boop.
Yeah.
See a bunch of male dancers out there just
Yeah.
so hot.
Chippendales live at the Flame Desert.
I can sense the spirits of humans are The entrance to the subway just totally disappeared.
Again.
Yeah.
No way. No fair. I hate it.
I'm gonna start digging. Maybe you'll find it.
Yeah.
It is a sand dune after all. I mean, that shit kind of moves with time. God, this is reminding me of Princess Bride a little bit. The fire swamp,
Yeah.
only it's like the fire sands.
Why doesn't she just ride the chocobo?
Maybe it's one of those chocobos that can't like
Where is there?
ride in the desert. Though I don't think there ever was one of those.
Understand I?
Oh, and 7?
Come on.
At any of them.
Yeah, I don't think so.
And you can't like ride in the mountains. Sometimes you can't ride in the forest.
Okay.
Yeah. And then sometimes, like in 5, you have to be in the forest to get off of them.
More than you and I.
Yeah, that's true. What, the purple chocobo?
Yeah.
I find the chocobo to be the most interesting of the characters.
Yeah. The best line
So
delivery.
far, that and the cabbage lady, who I am still strangely attracted to.
Yeah, I think someone needs to like fuck the shit out of her though. She's like super horny all the time. She's like, ooh, my gun. I wonder what would happen if I sat on it. Ooh.
Is that what she's thinking?
Yeah.
What did she...
It was soup.
Did the kid throw... Okay, it was soup. It looked like blood.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping at first that he just got like... He threw like a bowl of razor blades at the guy and just fucking killed him. I was like, God, this show's stepping in a sweet direction.
That would be awesome.
You failed me.
Is that what you're telling me to do? Why don't they just hire me? God. Oh, you may. Any time.
Yeah.
Still haven't figured out if... Did she say... Your... Okay.
Your Excellency, it's...
Your Excellency, is it a girl?
I don't know, actually.
It's like a little fat 11-year-old girl or a little fat 11-year-old boy.
Yeah. They're essentially the same at this age. Chody, are you thirsty?
You know what? Maybe you're an animal lover, but human beings need the water more than the fucking bird right now. And the bird could just run out of there.
True.
We've seen how fast chocobos can travel. Okay, did you see that frame? The girl was framed with the boob of another character. Something you never see in fucking Western films. But in Japan, with animated movies, all the time, always.
Yeah.
How do we frame the face of this character? How about the other character's giant tits?
Yeah.
Even in a non-sexual scene, they're trying to push the sexuality there. I mean, you could think of a million other ways to do that shot.
Yeah. And then they drowned
like
Chobi.
An over-the-shoulder shot. Instead, it's an over-the-tit
Yeah.
shot.
They're floating in on the... Oh,
okay,
wow.
I don't understand the little the little flowers where they're either their butts or their package is supposed to be.
Yeah.
They're just like they're doing their fucking those car dealership kind of air.
Yeah, I can't remember what those are
what
called.
What are those fucking things called?
The one...
They're like the balloon people that kind of flow with a fan.
Now there's the Digimon fly here.
Is that what that reminds you of?
Yeah. I don't know why. Perhaps there was a Digimon
I never
back
watched
in the
Digimon
day.
as a kid. I always watched Pokemon, and I was like religiously against Digimon.
I was too, but the card game was kind of cool.
I never played the card game. I just thought it was a waste.
But
After our friend Dylan sold all his Digimon cards for like hundreds of dollars, and he didn't even have that many, it's like, maybe I should have collected a few and kept them.
Yeah. You can sell it.
I feel that way about my first edition Pokemon cards around that time, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that would require you keeping shit that you don't want for a long time.
Very long time. Oh, yes. The asshole monsters. They're coming. Pucker up.
Oh, because you said they're the asshole monsters, now every time I see that fucking shot where they're all coming at them, because they repeat that shot a few times through this episode, now I have to think about that. I have to think of a shitload of, like, giant assholes coming at our lead characters here.
Well, they just got fucked.
Dennis.
Yeah. Except for that one.
See, when you look one in the asshole, another one comes to the side.
Yeah.
That's what Dr. Grant said at the beginning of the series.
Yeah.
Jurassic Park reference.
Clever sphincter.
You've got assholes here? Yeah. They're all female. It's fine.
It's times like these that I remember my standing on a stick holding water. Oh god, that seems like it could end very poorly, especially with that shot
Well,
there.
if her knees lock, she's fucked.
Yeah.
You have to start over. This is how we abuse our children here.
Yes. Oh yes. Is it gonna be the branch rape scene from Evil Dead?
Are you into that? Because you were like so excited.
I mean, that was awesome in Evil Dead.
Well, I certainly hoped something sexual would happen between the character with giant tits and then, of course, the hot cabbage.
Part cabbage, part radish.
Oh?
Yeah. Radish where it counts.
I don't think I know my vegetables. I think that may be the problem.
Radishes are kind of more sour.
Aww.
You're gonna get hug.
You're gonna get hug. Let me get my bag. Or what does she call it? Oh, Pocky Pocket? What does she call him? Polly Pocket?
Yeah, it's something like that.
Lisa Visa. Let's go help Lisa Visa from the Hug.
Yeah. It reminds me of that episode of Futurama where they do the snoo or whatever. Like the giant race of women that mate.
I don't know my Futurama.
Oh my god, that's such a great episode. Or the South Park.
Still not 100% sure what landed on the Chocobo's head. It looked like a crab of some kind. Well, it's like a donut crab.
Yeah, it looked
At first I thought it was like a chocolate donut, and then it sprouted legs.
It's chocolate donut amoeba.
If you stand on a stick long enough, you will one day be able to explode the trees that you're tied to with vines.
Yeah.
Listen to me, child. That is Keegan Arts.
Yes.
Now open on Sundays. Here we go. Oh, she used it. You will also be able to leap 200 feet in the air.
And do sweet kung fu moves, but
But
no
yet-
actual kung fu.
Yet you're not able to just pick up the children and, like the Hulk in Ang Lee's 2004 movie,
Leap across the desert.
leap across the desert. Is that what year it came out? 2004? Somewhere around there. It was
Yeah,
before
something like that.
Brokeback Mountain, but after Crouching Tiger. Sorry, I'm a big Ang Lee fan. All you Hulk haters out there. That's his only bad movie.
There are many spirits constantly flowing through nature. People have such a foolish existence.
And for some odd reason, rocks are supposed to remind us of that.
Yeah, really nature filled. Lots of life.
No, what I saw was a lot of spirits in the rocks.
Oh, okay.
With
Remember the water.
With the green tint.
I know how she became one with nature. It's when that stick went up her ass.
You know what happens to an asshole when you scorch it with fire?
Puckers.
Same thing that happens to it. No, actually, it does nothing.
Closes. See, the stick is gone. The sticks are gone. I know where they're at. You have become one with the tree. You may now explode them at any time.
I'm pretty sure the stick is underwater and not where you are implying.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, her ass is underwater too, so it
For
could
some
be.
odd reason, the first time we watched this, I thought she like spilled the buckets and like the water amount was just from the buckets.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
My God, those are. Fuck, her shoulder should be huge.
It's like glacier water. It's under a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
For some odd reason, the bucket, after the buckets dropped, it just like expanded.
Captain Reed takes that uranium and through a remarkable system uses it for amazing propulsive power.
The water in Wonderland. So the
Tune in next time for Memory Sins.
Because I used my Keegan arts before I finished reading The Spirit of the Water of Wonderland.
Okay, that fucking means nothing to me. Okay, so that one girl like floats away. They all fall from the same distance, and she's the only one who gets hurt.
Vincent Valentine.
And for some odd reason, in mid-water air, whatever fucking spout she's in, she notices that the other character is hurt. It's fucking stupid. And then CPR, she's going way too slow.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be going, I think, to the beat of like Another One Bites the Dust. Like, you're supposed to be doing CPR at about this. Yeah. But instead she's like, maybe I should use my Keegan arts to learn CPR. 30 compressions in 2 breaths.
Yeah.
Caleb didn't believe me on the breaths.
I thought they stopped doing that.
They did for certain training levels. If you're if you are trained in CPR, past like regular first aid for whatever work you need to do it for, you'll be doing the breaths. It's important that you have a barrier though, which I no longer have. I used to have this thing that looked like a packet with a condom in it. It was actually a breathing barrier for CPR, but it eventually ripped off my my lanyard.
I see.
So now if some dude needs CPR, I just can't do anything about it.
Yeah. Vincent Valentine in The Flame.
So he was eaten. Are we supposed to assume that he's dead?
They just rip him apart. It's fucking... No, but it thawed. Not like this. Not the assholes. He's like pulling his legs up to him. He's like, no.
They do the same shit in Men in Black, where like Tommy Lee Jones goes into the giant creature at the end of the film, the giant cockroach, and then of course he like shoots himself out later. And this guy does basically the same thing, just with Moby Dick, and I don't get it. If you would have to know like how that creature, how they digest food in order to know that, hey, I'll be okay as long as they don't chew. Like, you have to know that somehow.
You also have to make sure they don't chew.
Like, what if they had like fucking rocks in their stomach to like crush up food,
or they were like sharks, like going down, you get destroyed.
I don't know.
Many
about
rows
sharks.
of teeth.
Oh yeah. I don't know anything about sharks' insides.
So yeah, he did.
But he is able to stand up and let his helicopter prop just spin.
Yeah, this has got to be hell on this thing's stomach. It should have been like. All muffled.
This time he has substances that don't make any sense whatsoever. The soil that drinks thirst. In other words, the soil that drinks lack of drinking.
Yeah.
God.
Crusher White is the Magen.
1/3 of the manga.
Yeah.
They're not seeing any of this.
I summon you. Bismarck!
Okay, now they see it. Moby Dick.
It's the lunar whale.
Damn, you took my spot where I was gonna say a fucking white whale joke.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Don't go to the moon. You'll get fucked.
I'm looking for the white whale.
It's going to the moon.
I was hoping there'd be a harpoon in the whale with fucking Captain Ahab just kind of on the right along.
Yes.
tangled
blown.
up in the shit like he is at the end of Moby Dick. My Moby Dick references are lost on Final Fantasy fans. I have this feeling. I was obsessed with Moby Dick when I was a child.
Yeah.
Yeah. Before I went through the dinosaur phase, I was really into a whale phase.
Really?
Yeah.
It was pure dinosaurs.
So I
from,
like
2
read
on.
Moby Dick like 9 times, and I had both the movies, and I just watch them over and over again.
Wow.
Like the actual movie with Gregory Peck, and then the Hallmark movie with fuck, what's his name? He's in Star Trek. It's like the captain, but it's not. Everybody else knows who I'm talking about, so I'm just gonna go. Anyway, that's the episode. Caleb, you got anything to add about that episode?
I don't know.
You don't like that music, Caleb?
No, not really.
That's weird.
Does anyone like the music? I'm sure somebody likes
people
the
like
music.
the music. I'm sure they like that Japanese stuff that I really don't like. But tell you what, Japanese music I really like. The guy who does the scores for Studio Ghibli, at least a lot of their movies, Joe Hisashi, I think is his name.
His name's Joe.
His name is Joe.
He's not really Japanese then.
No, he is Japanese. I've seen an interview with him. He does some fantastic musical scores because he did the ones for Ghibli, and then he also did one for a movie called Departures, which is probably one of the best films I've ever seen. It won the 2000, I think it's either 2008 or 2010 Academy Award for Best Foreign Film, and he did the score for that. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous score. So it's not all bad.
Yeah, no, I don't think it is. I mean, obviously Naboo's music is great.
Oh yeah, Naboo's is great.
Although I do always
I
complain.
just don't really care for Japanese pop or Japanese rock. Some of the Japanese metal that we've been linked to on the forums
It's pretty good,
has
yeah.
been pretty good, yeah. But metal's not that popular in Japan.
Yeah.
I talked to Yoshia about it, and he's like no one listens to metal. It's
No one listens
it's a very
to metal
underground
here.
thing. That's true, but like 5 years ago, like the emo metal, that was kind of in vogue. So maybe it was a little bit more than 5 years ago.
It's still kind of popular. It depends. It depends on what you consider.
It's still kind of popular, but here's the thing. It was in vogue where, like, you know, bands were, like, doing good, and there was a lot of rock radio stations, you know?
Mhm.
And now it's gone to pop again.
Or freaking alternative.
Or alternative.
God, they keep changing my old favorite station. They made it like a classic rock thing, and they would play Poison all the time, which pissed me off, kind of, because I don't like Poison very much. And they wouldn't play any of the heavier classic rock. And then they changed it to a sports show, and then they changed it to a fucking alternative rock. And I'm like, dude, there's only like 4 of those here.
You know what I think it is, Caleb? I think that some people just like music as a background kind of noise kind of thing. So they're the ones who tend to just listen to whatever's popular. And I think there are people like us, or I'm speaking for myself here, who I like what I like, and I don't really listen to much else outside of that. I mean, sometimes someone will show me something that's good, and I'll explore that for a little while. But
Yeah.
I don't listen to a top 40 station. I listen to what I want to listen to. And I realize to a lot of people, especially people who listen to our podcast, that may be Japanese pop. But for me, it's, you know, late 80s heavy metal, early 90s rock, and 70s rock. Big
Yeah.
fan of. Yeah. Really hate 80s music outside of 80s metal.
I don't know.
And
Some of
that hair metal is not included in that. It's like the thrash metal around then. That's what I like.
some of the
Some Phil Collins ain't too bad.
yeah, stuff like that. Some of it's really good. The old techno stuff that hasn't aged very well.
But
at
like,
all.
I don't really care for Madonna
No, I don't really.
or the Donny Osmond when he got older. I don't really care for, or
Yeah.
anything in that kind of pop genre.
That pop as we know
Pop
it
or
is-
like that rock, almost pop kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's popular genre.
Well, I mean, pop
rock,
isn't
I don't really care
necessarily
for it.
just popular. I mean, it's obviously got its own sound now. It's just kind of the upbeat.
It had its own
cheery.
sound, man, but
It did, but it really just means popular.
it's supposed to be.
Yeah, but it's a lot.
But now we're all into the subgenres of shit, which mean nothing.
It always makes me
New
mad.
wave of American heavy metal. Isn't that the stupidest fucking genre title?
It makes me mad when I used to pick up AC/DC CDs and it would be rock/pop, and I'm like,
We can't just scientifically like bring down like what a genre is, and a genre be a really wide thing, you know.
people have to segregate into small little groups and
I guess
ostracize.
it's kind of like, oh, I like this band and this band, thus they are the same.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's weird because plenty of people like bands from the era that I like bands from, but they'll be like, oh yeah, I love 70s rock. I love Van Halen and I love Def Leppard, and I'm like, yeah, they're all right. I mean, they're not my favorite, but I like other bands in that group way more. It's not that they're not part of that group, it's just that they're the other end of that group for me, and it's like,
But even then, like, I'm going through a metal phase right now, but that doesn't mean that I don't listen to other music too.
yeah.
It's like, I have listened to pop. I'm actually a big fan of Justin Timberlake,
Yeah.
believe it or not, and I like Metallica at the same time. Isn't that interesting? And Slayer every once in a while, if I feel really angry.
I like Slayer a lot.
But yeah.
I used to like Slipknot more, but
I
was wrong.
I don't like synthesized scores for movies, okay? And don't like Japanese pop. I just don't like it. It just doesn't sound good to me.
The Metal Babies.
Everything that I've
thing.
heard so far. Yeah, the baby metal is weird. It's really weird.
I think it's
But
sweet.
it sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it might be bullshit, but I'm not sure.
The old guitarist for Megadeth lives in Japan. He does a bunch of music over there.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, he does.
Which one?
The really famous one whose name I just forgot. Martin Freeman. Friedman, yeah. Martin Freeman is the guy from The Hobbit and
Yes.
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy and The Office. And
Yeah, we had to make that
Martin
distinction last time.
Friedman
Yeah, you're like, what? He's the Hobbit guy?
is the guitarist for Megadeth.
God, this guy's a
Or
freak.
one of the guitarists for Megadeth. He's probably better than Dave Mustaine.
Yeah.
At
Well, Dave
least
Mustaine has
at
acknowledged.
soloing, he's better.
Dave Mustaine has acknowledged that there have been better guitarists, and he acknowledged it for certain albums that Friedman was affiliated with.
Ah, yes.
So.
Friedman is pretty sick.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, guys, go check out Megadeth, and
Yeah. There's our plug for an already super popular band.
thanks for listening to our commentary. Don't give me shit for opinions on stuff that's not Final Fantasy related. I feel like that should just be a rule.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. I mean,
Like you'd say, I disagree, but don't give me shit for it. God.
yeah, I mean, it is a matter of opinion. It's
Don't thumbs down a video just because I don't like fucking synthesized musical scores. That's nothing to do with Final Fantasy, and this is a Final Fantasy podcast.
true, but it was brought up in the Final Fantasy.
That's true. It was. Maybe I should shut up then, because I don't want to feel like I can't go off on a tangent ever.
Yeah, we don't need to go off on them as often as other podcasts
True.
where it is a tangent.
Anyway, guys, so this should be releasing on New Year's, and we'd like to say Happy New Year's,
Yeah.
and let's hope for a great 2015. Stay tuned for our best of episode. Hopefully, we'll have more room for commentaries in the future.
Yes, we would like to do them if the episodes aren't too brutally long to fit them. So,
All right, guys. We'll see you in a couple days.
see you then.